Hello. If you're watching this video, you're preparing for your geometry SOL. This video is going to go over the difference between parallel and perpendicular lines. The concept of parallelism is completely reliant on the slope of the line. In order for lines to be parallel, their slopes have to be exactly equal to each other. Therefore, lines are parallel if and only if their slopes are equal. Lines are perpendicular if and only if their slopes are opposite reciprocals. That's a really fancy vocab word for change the sign, flip the fraction. So let's check out a couple of examples here. First, we have a graph where the points are labeled for us. That's nice. We are asked to list the slope of a line that's parallel to this line and the slope of a line that's perpendicular to this line. So first, we need to find the slope of the given line. One way to find the slope is to count the rise over run. Another way to find the slope is to use the slope formula that we discussed in a different video. I'm going to count the rise over run since I have a graph here. To go from the point -4, 4 to the point 3, -1, I can follow this path. Rise 3 places, run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places. Therefore, the rise over run is 3 over 7. Well, since parallel lines have to have the exact same equal slope, then the slope of a line parallel to this one would also be 3/7. Rise of 3, run of 7. For a perpendicular line, their slopes must be opposite reciprocals. Right now, 3 is the rise, 7 is the run. To make it a reciprocal, we just flip it over. 7 becomes the numerator, 3 becomes the denominator. Now we change the sign. We go from a positive to a negative. This creates a perpendicular line. Our second example here says we need to graph a line that is parallel to line T, which is the line given here. And it also must pass through point P at 4, -6. Again, to create a parallel line, we have to have exactly equal slopes. Therefore, we need to find the slope of this line first. We're not given any points on this line, so we need to make good point choices ourselves. Make sure when choosing points, you're choosing points that are on a grid line. I'm going to mark several good points, and then we'll find the slope. All of the points that I've marked are right on the grid line. Now I can easily count the rise over run between any of these consecutive points. I'll stop there. It looks like I have a slope of down 1, right 2. Therefore, the slope of the given line is -1 over 2. In order to graph a parallel line, it must have the exact same slope. So from point P, which is given as 4, -6, I need to follow this pattern. Down 1 over 2. Down 1 over 2. Down 1 over 2. Since there's not much space to go in that direction, I could also go up 1 and to the left 2. Up 1 and to the left 2. That should be enough plotted points to make a nice straight line. Now we see that we've built two parallel lines. We're asked to name 3 points on the line. I can pick any 3 points that I plotted. I'm going to pick this y-intercept, which is 0, -4. This point that is close to P is 2, -5. And maybe one down here. It looks like 8, -8. Truly, there are an infinite number of points to choose from. Our final example says we need to graph a line that is perpendicular to line NW and passes through the point U. This will be a similar process to the previous example, except this time we need to find a perpendicular slope. Let's first count the slope of line NW. From N to W, I rise 2 and run 6. Rise 2, run 6. I could have also said rise 1, run 3. Rise 1, run 3. It would have taken me 2 steps to get there, but that would be okay. Therefore, the slope that's given to me, either 2 over 6 or reduced to 1 over 3. Now remember, when working with perpendicular lines, you must flip the fraction to create a reciprocal and change the sign. Therefore, the perpendicular slope should be -3 over 1. So starting at point U, I'm going to go down 3 to the right 1. Down 3 to the right 1. I could also leave U and go up 3 and left 1. Up 3 and left 1. We've now built a line that's perpendicular to line NW. We need to name 3 points on the line we just built. I'm going to use the point -1, +4, -2, +7, and then I'll go down this way, +1, -2. Again, there's an infinite amount of points to choose there, but these 3 are very close to the point U. I hope that helps with this concept. Happy studying!